Hi everybody, welcome to 30-Minute Pull Request. My name is Jacob Tomlinson. In these videos we tend to work through raising a pull request to fix some kind of open issue on GitHub. But I thought today I'd try something like a little bit different. So something I just spotted a while back actually that I've been wanting to look at for a little while. Hey Fabio, good morning, good to see you. Something I spotted a little while back is that you can now have like a README on your GitHub profile. So you can kind of add like a section to the top of your GitHub profile that is completely free-form text, right? You can put whatever you want in that section on your profile. So I thought this for this stream, instead of going and making a pull request against some kind of project to fix an open issue, instead I would go like through the process basically of adding a section to my profile and trying to think of something fun to put on it. So I'm going to jump straight in. I might actually end up doing all of this in GitHub. But I've seen some like cool stuff, and we'll work through a blog post and things. So let's see where we go in 30 minutes. But I'm probably going to do all of this in the web GUI. So let's jump over to the browser. This is just my page for this stream. I'm going to start my timer as well. So if you head to constrained.dev, it will redirect you to this repo. This is just kind of where I keep all of my stream stuff. Goals and objectives and ideas for kind of how I'm doing this. So this is the 30-minute PR format. Let's head over to my project board, which is where I keep track of different issues to work on as part of this stream. So I've just added a note at the top here because there's no open issue for this. This is just something I want to do. But I saw this nice blog post here that I'm just going to click on. I might actually just reopen the project board, so I've still got it up. But I saw this nice blog post which is kind of showing how to go and add this. So we're just going to kind of work through this. To start with, I'm going to make a README, probably like a minimal one, and commit it just to make sure it works. And then I'm going to probably make a pull request just to shoehorn it into my format. So let's have a look. GitHub recently released a feature that allows users to create a profile level README to display prominently on their GitHub profile. This article walks through how to access that feature. Perfect. There's a nice GIF here as well, just showing Monica's profile README here. So let's kind of skip through what a README is. I kind of explained that, right? This is just allows you to put some kind of README file like you would have in a repo, but allows you to put it onto your thing. So how do you make that? The profile README is created by creating a new repository that has the same name as your username. For example, the author's GitHub username is Monica with a 0, so they created a new repository called Monica with a 0. So let's go and do the same for me. Let's head to GitHub, and I'm going to go new repository up in the top here. Now, my GitHub username is Jacob Tomlinson, so I'm going to put Jacob Tomlinson here, and typing that in, it's popped up with a magical little box thing that says you found a secret. Jacob Tomlinson is a special repository that you can add a readme.md to your GitHub profile. Make sure it's public and initialize it with a readme to get started. So let's do exactly that. Let's give it a description. I know it's optional, but let's just say my profile readme repo. I don't know, something like that. Public, let's initialize with a readme because it told me to. I'm not going to add any other things because I don't think I need to here. And let's just create a repository. Lovely. Right. That was nice and quick. This looks like a pretty standard repo that it's created. It's given me this readme.md and put hi there in the box. It also has given me this green box over in the corner that says Jacob Tomlinson is a special repository. Its readme will appear on your public profile. Edit readme. If I click that, okay, it just gives me the code editor. Okay, and it's given me like a bit of an example here. So it's got this hi there title that I could see before, but there's also an HTML comment in here that again says this is special and it will appear on your profile. Here's some ideas to get started. Here's some things that I could write about me. I currently work on this. I'm currently learning this. I'm looking to collaborate on something. I'm looking for help with this. Ask me about something else. How do you reach me? What are my pronouns? Fun fact about me, etc., etc. That's great. We can make changes directly here, and we can make a new pull request, which is good because that's what I'm going to want to do as part of this video. Now, if I head to my profile, let's see. Hey, look. So I've now created this, and I've got this section at the top of my profile that says hey there, which is exactly the same as the thing. And I've got a nice send feedback button, I guess, which is tell GitHub whether you like this feature or not. What happens if I click that? We've been redirected to somewhere else. Oh, the support page. Fine. I might give some feedback in the future. So I want to put some stuff in here. Now let's go back to this blog post because they had some nice examples. It kind of got some fun examples here. So Jason here has put like a big image in the top, which is like a nice way of doing things, and then written a little bit of a blurb about himself. Cyrus, what is this one? I'm like ending up on Twitter a bit randomly here. Okay, that's quite nice. So there's like a GIF, like an animated GIF. This one. Can I make that bigger? Can you see that? Nope. What if I go like that? Yeah, fancy to make this bigger. There we go. Oh, that's fun. So I made the video full screen, and now it seems to have broken my streaming thing. Look at that. There we go. That was weird. Right. Yeah, there's a nice GIF here, which is gone from code to MP4 to GIF, which is pretty neat. That's like a thing that you could do. What else was there? This one again. Oh, that's another GIF that's like rolling through some stuff. It's a nice idea. I need to work on mine. I just got that GitHub status, but it's just a period. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's like a few. I quite like customizing my profile, right? I've got like a few bits in here already. Like I've got some pinned repos, the things that I kind of work on mainly, and then yeah, I signed up to GitHub in 2012, so I've got a reasonable amount of history going on here. Like I quite like filling all of this stuff in and linking out to kind of what I do. But this is super nice. What's this? That looks like the Chrome broken screen. That looks like a GIF again, maybe. What's this one? This is made a MySpace looking page. That's fun. Okay. That's quite nice. There's some. Oh, that's nice. This one is like a fully automated one. So there's like recent releases of things, recent blog posts, and like other content, I guess. But this has got a GitHub Actions workflow. What does that do? Every hour at 32 minutes past the hour. It's exciting. Checks out the repo, uses some Python. Yeah, caches some dependencies. You can also use some HTML on those readmes, and folks are using Versal to host JS apps to generate URL to show stuff. Okay, that's nice as well. That's pretty decent. So this is okay. They've got a token in their secrets here, and then they're running build readme, which is a Python script, and then it is pushing back using a bot user. So we could do something like that. That could be fun as well. Let's have a look at the script, build readme.py. Okay, so they've got some like feed parsing stuff going on, making queries to find stuff. That's pretty nice. I feel like that's the kind of thing that I would do personally. Is like auto generate this using GitHub Actions. I quite like CI type stuff and automation of workflows, so that could be like a fun thing to keep up to date on there. What's this next one? I'm just going to keep reading through these. I'm quite enjoying trying to get some inspiration from these. So embedded a Spotify now playing widget on my GitHub profile. It's an SVG rendered on the fly via Versal serverless function. Okay, is that maybe what you were saying, Fabio, is generating stuff like this. So it's included via an image tag. But this is like auto-generating and now playing using like an animated. That looked like it was animated as well. Click refresh to change block color. Okay, let's just can I go to this profile and see what that looked like? Now playing, nothing playing. Okay, it looks a little broken, but copy, let's view image. So let's open another tab. Oh, it's GitHub camo. just curious to see how this works in the README raw. Yeah, okay, so there's this image here. That's pretty nice. Yeah, and that's just randomly showing some different color blocks. So it's the right place. Where was I? No, this is not the right one. Where's this one? Okay, so if you refresh this page, the blocks randomly change color, which is fun as well. Okay, we could do stuff like that. What else? Create this with a bunch of badges. Yeah, okay, I quite like badges as well. That's quite nice. You could use like shields. Like I'm a big fan of shields. I can't spell shields.io. Where it kind of shows you different project builds and all that kind of stuff. So I guess you could use those in your README as well. That was pretty nice. This is like just got some emoji and some titles and some indented things, and yeah, that's fun. That's kind of like that's very like pure, do you know what I mean? As in like it's just using GitHub flavored markdown, basically. It's kind of written like a nice README would be written. Okay. So I'm absolutely dreadful at coming up with ideas like this on my own, so I'm probably just going to steal some other ideas from other folks. But let's head to my website just to see what stuff I've got on here. Because I've kind of got blog posts and links and things. This is kind of what I tend to show people. What I think I want, right? Let's get rid of all of this. What I think I want is something fun, and then like links to things, and then one thing I find I submit talks to conferences like occasionally, right? And I quite like giving talks, and talks always ask for like a profile, basically. And I keep thinking maybe I should try and make my profile more consistent in places. So maybe I should have some kind of like bio that's like copy paste for talk abstracts. I should probably put that on my blog as well. But like, so I'm gonna start filling this in a bit. And I'm going to try and be a bit fun with it, and I'll start boring, and then we can always make it less boring later. So let's whack a title in and just say, hi, I'm Jacob. And then let's do like a waving emoji. Like that. Okay, so say, hey, I'm Jacob, right? And I want something fun. And then I might go like that. I don't want to preview the changes, I just kind of want to preview the file. Anyway, and then I might have something like, you can find me in these places. And then I'm going to use shields. So let's go, what have I got on my website? I've got Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, Stack Overflow, and then the RSS feed to this website. So they do have, okay. They have like a follow badge. So I'm _ Jacob Tomlinson on Twitter. Okay, that's kind of fun. I could do that. I could copy the markdown from here, go back to my README and go like that. And kind of see, maybe I just want to bump that up. I tend to care more about getting followers on Twitter than other places, just because it's, when I do stuff like this tends to, you know, I'm streaming this on Periscope and Twitch and YouTube at the moment. But when I write blog posts and things, I tend to tweet it out. When I'm working on stuff that I think's interesting, I tend, you know, Twitter is my main like social media place that I put things. So maybe I should just put my Twitter thing there. I kind of feel like my profile has already got like a little section that's like, this is what I do, this is my job, these are my projects, and I've got some pin projects, and that's all very nice. So maybe I want to kind of point people more to my blog. I tend to write random blog posts about things. So maybe I should point people over here. I could like copy this kind of aesthetic, I guess, and put some stuff in my profile. This is kind of what you know, some folks like Jason here has done. He's actually made like a nice big image, and he's kind of written some blurb about himself. But I want something fun, really. I want something. I'd love to have something like interactive. I don't know whether that's even possible. You could definitely do stuff with like serverless functions generating SVGs, but what would be like super fun is if you could have like a WebSocket connection to some kind of game, but I don't know if you could kind of trick it into doing that kind of stuff. No, okay. I think I'm like slightly overthinking things. Like that one's kind of nice in that it's just got GitHub and Twitter, LinkedIn, and some other sites that logos I don't recognize. But I think even just like that for now is like something. Let's. I am really tempted to do something along these lines, where I'm like auto-generating something, or at least, you know, going and grabbing like my latest blog post. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm just going to literally have that as my first change. And let's make a pull request. I might end up making a couple just because I got a little bit of time. So let's say like first update on this new branch, proposed change, update README. Let's just put in like my first custom README. Pull request. Now I could have just committed this straight onto master. Like this is my repo. Nobody else is ever going to work on it. Nobody's ever, you know. But I still quite like doing stuff myself. You know, I don't want to see the rich diff. That's what I was trying to avoid before. View file. That's kind of more what I want to see. Oh look, it's telling me here as well. This will appear in my profile. It really wants to make sure that you're aware that this is going to appear in your profile. So that's fine. Yeah. I like to raise pull requests, even just for myself, partly because they're easier to back out if you want to like come in and revert something. It's nice to see the change history. I like to squash just in case I want to like keep tweaking with things. I like my commit history to be quite neat. Like a bunch of reasons to do stuff, but I'm going to squash and merge this and just say like first version, just because I want some boilerplate. So let's merge that and delete the branch. It's just like a nice workflow to keep going round and around, right? Every time I do anything, I just pull request it, and then I can kind of see what I've done. I should actually, I know this is like cheating slightly, but I'm going to copy this pull request into my project board over here, just to keep track of it. I'm actually going to put it directly into merge PRs because I just merged it myself. Just to keep track, right? I updated my README here. I might just rename that and just say first custom profile README, just so it's easier to find later. First custom profile README. Lovely. So if I now head back to my profile, it now says, hey, I'm Jacob, and it has a Twittery link that I can click, and it goes to that image. That's weird. Why does it go to that image? This will teach me for not testing things. Let's edit this again. Yep, that's totally fair. That's literally just an image. Well, I want that to go to here, I think. Yep, that is me. So that should absolutely be a link. And that linked to me. Good. Right. Yeah, let's make another pull request. Add link. I don't want to make tons of tiny pull requests here, but like add link to Twitter badge. Let's just make that. Okay, that's better. And I'm gonna. Don't know why. Oh, it's because that's the commit name. Add link to Twitter badge. Right. That's another pull request that I'm going to throw in here. It's cheating a little bit. I'm not intentionally trying to inflate my numbers. I just like to keep track of the PRs that I raise on the stream for future reference. But now if I head back to my profile, okay, and I can click that, and it goes to my Twitter, which is better. Fine. So I've achieved the initial thing, right? Is I wanted to add this custom profile section to my GitHub, and I wanted to show on stream just the process of doing that, which is nice and straightforward. I've got 10 minutes left. I'm going to try and do something a bit more interesting with it. So let's have a look at what I could do, kind of akin to this. I feel like you could do this, but in like a different, a way that looks more fun, right? Some of these are quite fun. I could go and find a picture of me, maybe, just to kind of break it up a bit. Yeah, let's just Google myself and try and find some images that I don't hate. Pictures of me doing various talks and things. I happen to share a surname with, famous boy band member, which means that my my Google search tends to be very polluted with that. Also, I share my first name with politicians that people would like to talk about. So, okay, I think I've probably scrolled past all the pictures of me. Is that one? Is that like the TechExtra one? Maybe I should try and have a look on my blog instead. Can't spell my own name. There's that talk, which I think is just got, no, that's just slides and YouTube video. Is that the only one I've written up so far? Fair enough. Just trying to think of like a way of doing this like quickly and easily here. But maybe I should spend some more time. Maybe I should actually make something better and I could make like a GIF of all sorts of things. I kind of want, yeah. I'm just thinking, right, which is not the best thing to do on stream, right? But I like my website to just kind of like be the place where you can find all of the things. And I do need to put some more effort into it just to make it more of this like central hub of all of the things. So I don't necessarily want my GitHub like profile README to do that. I'd almost like it to redirect to my website. I do have like a link to my website down on the side. But maybe I should add some other thing. And maybe I should follow that aesthetic. I mean, I literally could like screenshot that and put it in the top there, right? If I made it bigger. I mean, that blurb there basically is the same blurb as here. But maybe I need to actually sit down and spend some time thinking about how to do this for myself. But I'd rather do something fun. I want to do something fun. Right, I'm going to put like check out my latest blog post and then like a link to my blog. That's what I'm going to do with GitHub Actions to do this. So I might, yeah, no, I'm going to try doing this one in here. Let's go edit, right? No, I'm going to do this on my machine. I probably maybe don't even have enough time to do that, but let's try. So if I clone this down locally, code clone. Okay, I'm going to switch over to, let me just turn on my scene switcher, start that. All right, let's switch to VS Code, and I'm just going to cd to /projects/me and just git clone that here and cd there. Get ahead of my machine. And then let's open that projects, me, open. Okay, so I want like a script, like a Python script, so let's call it generate.py. And then let's create a new workflow as well. Let's just check out this other person. There. Okay. Yeah, they have a build badge and everything, which is fun. Okay, so it's .github/workflows, .github/workflows, and they've called it build.yml. New file, build.yml, and then I'm gonna steal some of their stuff, but I'm gonna change this up a bit. So I'm traditionalist. I want to build this every hour. I'm gonna check out this project with Python 3.5. I'm not gonna bother with the pip caching at the moment. Or should I? Yeah, why not? Let's literally copy paste that stuff. We're going to install some dependencies. So this is installing requirements.txt. We need that as well. Requirements.txt. And then they're installing that, and then it's got a token here, which is using, I'm not entirely sure what that token is for, so I might just get rid of it. Or is that being used in their code? Bop, bop. Yeah, they've got a token. Where are they using this token? Okay, that token is they're doing stuff with some API, which is fine. I don't need that for now. So let's get rid of that completely. And we're going to run Python, and I'm going to call it build, generate.py. And yeah, also catting the README. And then this is getting pushed back up just with some random bot name, which I think, I don't know whether they've got anything specific configured there, but okay. And then for now, what I could just do is say, actually, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, I'm going to do that into README. So instead of, they seem to be like writing it to the file, whereas I think I just want this to like do stuff. So let's, I might do it with Ginger. That's fun. All right, Ginger 2. And then I'm gonna see if I can just find a quick little basic Ginger example. Kind of just want, yeah, okay. Like render stuff out with a template like this. I've got a minute and 40 seconds left. I just want to get some kind of little workflow going, which like regenerates my README very quickly. So let's run this. I don't necessarily want the package loader. I want like, let's just go like Ginger to file loader example. Right, I just want some very simple little a load of template. There we go. That's basically exactly what we want. I'm just going to steal that. So search path is this current directory. Environment is that. Template.html. So I want template.md. We're going to get that template. We're going to render it with like other arguments that would go through, and then print the output. So let's rename my README to template. Let's call it big caps because that's fun. Template 40 seconds. And I'm going to name it here template. And then if I just open up a terminal, and if I pip install -r requirements, I need to add Ginger2 in here. Install Ginger, and then if I do Python generate, okay, I get the output of that into here. So if my workflow is going to be to run Python generate into readme.md, which has created readme.md, and there we go. So I've like auto-generated. I've run out of time, and I apologize. But this is kind of, I'm trying to get myself kind of set up for playing with this more in the future. So I'm generating this from a template, which is pretty nice. My script is pretty like minimal in terms of generating that, but I'm going to take like 2 more minutes of time here. I know I've gone over, but I'm going to take 2 more minutes just to play with this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this so that templates, this is template, isn't it? It templates my Twitter like username into my template. So let's just go back to the Ginger2 docs. And yeah, so I'm going to go something like this. I'm going to say Twitter username, like that, so that it's like being templated into there. And then in here, maybe I should have some config or something. Anyway, I'll worry about that. Or shall I? Just trying to think of what the best thing to do is. Let's go Python YAML. I'm going to have PyYAML as well. I want like a really minimal like YAML reading. YAML read example. Very quick one. Working with YAML and Python. You can see I do a lot of like copy paste random stuff. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna install PyYAML as well, and then in here let's import YAML, and I'm gonna that's like my Ginger setup bit, and let's load some data. I'm gonna maybe put some comments in as well. So let's say set up templates, and then here we're gonna have load config. I can call this config, and then this file is going to be called config.yaml. So with open that, load it with YAML. And then in here, it's going to be a dictionary. So I'm going to unpack that dictionary into here. And then let's make a new file and call it config.yaml. And this will be Twitter username is _ Jacob Tomlins, like that. So I run it again. Let's delete. Like that. I'm just not going to. Let's output it to the terminal so we can just see what it looks like. So this should read my config and generate the same thing. Yeah, so that has filled in this. And if I change my Twitter username here to, you know, who am I or something, and run my script again, it's now templating in who am I from my config file. So I'll save that. So let's say render template. I might even go like that just to make it more succinct. And I know that's constant, but I'm just going to try and trim the code down as much as possible. So the Ginger templates is just using the current directory for the templates, and it's getting the template file. And then we're loading in the config with open config.yaml, load the config, and then template.render takes like a keyword arguments, right? So we're going to unpack the dictionary that's been loaded from here into template.render. So then any config items that I put in here will be accessible in the template. But then I can also do, look at adding more fancy things and templating it all out in Ginger. So that's fun. I'm going to actually commit this. Let's git checkout -b add. Let's say GHA render workflow, and then add everything. And let's. I mean, like this habit, I tend to like git add everything and then have a look at what's actually been added just to make sure there's nothing that should be in a git ignore file. I should maybe need a Python git ignore file now. But no, that looks fine. So let's commit that and just say add workflow to generate readme hourly, and then let's push that. Click the wrong thing and it's taking me off into a different window. Sorry about that. Let's copy that and then come and look at my pull request over here. So add workflow to generate readme hourly. So we've got this build readme, which is running on a schedule and on push and on workflow dispatch. I don't necessarily need the workflow dispatch there, but anyway. So it will check out the repo, set up Python 3.8, do some pip caching if it can, pip install the requirements, generate this into the README and output it in the build log, and then it will do this push back, which I haven't configured, so I have no idea if that works by default. Maybe it does. And then yeah, so I've got my template now, which renders this. We've got my config. Oh yeah, I haven't actually changed the README, so that's fine. I'm just like generating it. And I got my little script. I'm missing a blank line on the end. I should probably run black on that. But anyway, that's enough for now. Let's create that pull request. Cancel that. Create that pull request. And if I'm going to squash and merge now, and then I'm going to go to the actions just to see whether that actually ran. So again, I apologize, I'm over time. I spent a bit too much time kind of thinking about how I was going to do this. That looks great. Yeah, it looks like it ran in the PR as well. So let's go and have a look at this actual workflow. So let's configure pip caching, done. Okay. Complete job. Okay, I think it skipped over some things, but that's fine. That kind of ran and seems happy. So I have my README, I have some config to generate this, and I can generate more exciting things. What I'm probably going to do is I might put in a note for like another 30-minute pull request to come back and update that so it actually updates with the latest post from my blog. So apologies for running over. Thanks for sticking around to the end if you have done. I'm just going to very quickly wrap up with some things. So add README to GitHub profile is done. So let's archive that. And then let's just go through some open issues. So one thing I was thinking is, right, let's go through. This issue here is one of the first ones I opened on the stream, this pull request, this add option specify custom repo and token. I raised this on the 20th of May. It's now the 28th of July. So it's been a couple of months since I raised that. There's been like no activity. Obviously the maintainer's not around, not keeping an eye on their repo. And that's fine. But sometimes this happens, right? You raise a pull request and it stagnates. It just sits there. It's still, at the moment, it's still valid, but maybe it'll like stop being valid in the future. I'm currently using it, but I'm using my fork, and that just is how it is. So in order to track this in this project board, what I might do is just make a new column called like stale, and move them over there, because I feel like every stream I'm like talking about this pull request and being like, oh, it's still not merged. Maybe I will, so I'll add another column and I'll call it stale PRs. Let's create that column, and I'm gonna move that over here because it's not been closed, it's not been rejected, it's just stale. So I'll have a look at that intermittently if I need to. The last stream I did, I added some shell completion to a to-do list manager utility that got merged, which is nice. I think it just got merged without like any feedback. They were just like, thank you, and then merged it. So that's always nice. Let's move that into merged PRs. There's a couple of things left here that I need to pick up. So I think that's everything from me. Apologies for going over time again. I hope this has been interesting to see a bit more about things you can play around on GitHub. I'm going to try and maybe come up with like more of a regular schedule with doing this, and yeah, try and be a bit less haphazard. So I hope this has been useful, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for stopping by, Fabio. See you later.